Tonight, you'll flip a switch. Light floods the room. You won't think twice, but for 99.9% of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun went down, the world went dark, and you went quiet. That quiet wasn't peace. It was strategy. You still feel it. The unease of a dark hallway, the quickened pace through an empty lot at night. You call it irrational. It isn't. It's a signal sent across 200,000 years, arriving late but intact. So what were your ancestors actually afraid of once the light disappeared? Not monsters. Something simpler and far more physical. Your eyes are built for daylight. Predators like leopards and cave hyenas evolved a reflective layer behind their retinas, letting them hunt in conditions where you are nearly blind. Evolutionary psychiatrist Randolph Nesse calls this kind of built-in overreaction the smoke detector principle. A false alarm costs little. A missed threat costs everything. So your nervous system stays oversensitive on purpose. Not broken, insured. Picture it. A small band on open savanna. No walls, no locks, no streetlight. Something moves in the grass beyond the firelight. You cannot see what it is. Fire changed the equation. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham has argued controlled fire pushed back the range of night predators and gave early humans, for the first time, safe hours after dark. But fire only shrank the danger. It didn't erase it. Past the firelight's edge, the old rules still applied. You still carry that edge. Notice how a dark doorway feels different from a lit one, even in your own home? That's not real risk. That's an ancient boundary line, still running. Here's the strange part. Fear of the dark isn't really fear of darkness. It's fear of not knowing. Darkness is the purest form of uncertainty your senses can experience. Primatologist Sarah Blaffer-Hrdy has argued that humans survived less through individual strength and more through group vigilance, constant shared watching. At night, when eyes fail, ears take over. Every snap of a twig gets evaluated blind. That's why silence at night feels louder. Your brain isn't imagining it. It's reallocating resources. Even childhood fear follows the pattern. Kids typically develop fear of the dark between 2 and 4 years old, right when they gain independent mobility and could, for the first time, wander off alone. The fear appears exactly when the danger would have been real. Ancient fear wasn't abstract, it was specific. A growl with no visible source. A sudden absence of birdsong, which often meant a predator was already near, since birds go quiet before humans notice anything at all. Your ancestors were reading an entire ecosystem's alarm system just by listening. But here's the twist. Isolation was worse than darkness itself. Being cast out from the group at night, without fire, without allies, without shared vigilance, was often more lethal than any predator. So the fear of being alone in the dark may actually be two fears fused together: predation and abandonment. You still feel both, just relocated. The walk to your car at night carries one. The dread of being the only person awake in a silent house carries the other. Different context. Same old wiring. Modern life removed almost every real predator. It didn't remove the alarm system built to detect them. So it searches for something to attach to. A noise in an unfamiliar apartment. A flickering porch light. The feeling of being watched in an empty stairwell. You're not imagining a threat that isn't there. You're running software written for a threat that used to be constant and only recently stopped mattering. So tonight, when you flip that switch without a second thought, remember what the light replaced. Not comfort. A boundary line drawn hundreds of thousands of years ago, the edge between what your ancestors could see and everything they couldn't. You didn't inherit a fear of the dark. You inherited the tool that kept your ancestors alive long enough for you to exist at all.